Alright, get the camera set up there. Late night Gran Turismo 3 session. But I can't be too long, I got work in the morning. Friggin' 10:30 to 2 shift. Alright, let's see here. What car do I want to take? I know I put the RX-7 or the S2000 LM race car in the thumbnail, but I just needed something to put in the thumbnail outright. Um, let's take. I got so many options here because I got all the cars except the ones you can't get, of course. So let's see here. What do I want to take? Let's see what all I got in terms of mileage. Hmm. I say. Nah, not the GT40. Um. Nah, not the Vits. I got that exact same FTO in my other playthrough. Let's see here. Let's take one with like less than 100 miles on it. So that would be. I could take the Camaro. You know what? Nah, I have an idea. I will take the RX-7. Just gotta scroll back through here and find it. Come on, there you are. Change its oil. I used to think this one and the one that was in GT4 were totally different, but looking at them, they're not different. Alright, let's cram a turbo in there. Oof, 979 horses? How much power can that thing do? Let's take it to a track. Run it up against the others at the Dream Car Cup Amateur League, because I don't really feel like doing friggin' 15 laps. Alright, let's see here. Feeling a little saucy. I think I'll turn off the assists. Crank that gear ratio. And let's rock. I'm gonna turn up. Well, no, I'm gonna turn off the music to avoid getting a copyright strike. Because after I had this one incident where I had a video with Boston's More Than a Feeling playing in the background, I don't trust anyone. Is that loud enough? At the same time, I don't want it to be too loud. My girlfriend's sleeping in the next room over. Zoom. Dude, this thing's doing pretty good. See, I'm doing this because I wanted to do a Gran Turismo video tonight, and just for this live stream, I'll say it the way the normies say it. But anyway, I'm doing this because I'm keeping out of the challenge tonight that I normally do because I just wanted to goof around. This thing's doing like 248. Yeah, I got another PS2. See, what had happened was I had one before, but it had a weak laser. I went to go clean the laser, and the entire system basically just went to crap after that. So I got this thing replaced, and that's pretty much what happened with my other PS2. I've had this one going on, what, a year now? Something like that. Alright, we're on lap 2. We're trailing those guys. They're like in our dust. I wasn't paying any attention. How far back are we from them? Or how far ahead, I should say. It's really boring without the music. Like, seriously, maybe I should have kept it on. But then again, I don't know what's copyrighted by Sony Music Entertainment Japan, who had previously copyright striked one of my videos from, oh lord, a year or two ago. I took it down and re-uploaded it with no music in the background. In fact, at my 100 subscriber special, I wanted to have Nirvana's In Bloom play in the background. Okay, I'll keep that in mind when my laser starts weakening with this one. Thank you. Um, but oh, I remember what I was saying. Yeah, so I was supposed to have Nirvana's In Bloom in the background of my 100 subscriber special, but then I remembered what happened when I had Boston's More Than a Feeling in the background of one of my videos, and I'm just like, I'm not about to, I'm not about to take that risk. In fact, the main series I've done on this show, Homies on a Friday Night, the uh, the background intro, the intro theme to that used to be 151 by a rap group called what, Jedi Mind Tricks. I changed that to a more original, I guess, like weak 80s sort of techno beat after a while. Alright, lap 3. See, I don't normally drive the RX-7LM race car, but I do love when it's in blue. I think it looks really cool in blue. I have it in Gran Turismo 4, but it's white and blue. I like it in all blue like this. I love the fluorescent yellow rear view mirrors on that thing. It's like, did a kindergartner color them in with a highlighter? We are 3/4 of a minute ahead. Lap 4. Okay. So, earlier today I was down at Goodwill, and I was just browsing around, and I was originally gonna get like maybe a couple like glasses because we needed some more cups at the house. And then I saw they had a few tripods hiding in a back corner. I'm like, oh no way. So I look, and there they have like, they have three out in the open and they have one boxed up. All of them cost $5. So the one I got right now is like a professional one. It telescopes. It could go from like really short to really tall. It's one of those ones you'll see like your school photographer use at picture day. I hated picture day. I was, oof. I was not a good looking kid. But this isn't about me. This is mainly about. Well, shit. I guess it would have been about me. Oop! I just swore there went my ad revenue. Oh wait, what ad revenue? No, I've never really modded my PlayStation 2. Um, it just runs normal. Although I did try to get the internet capabilities for it, but come to find out, I need like a whole other like a disk to get that installed. But yeah, I tried that. But then I read on Wikipedia that 99% of the games no longer have internet capabilities. So now I have the plug-in modem that just sits there and collects dust. Um, but I've always been a little bit like interested with PlayStation 2 accessories. Um, in fact, I've kind of always been like outright fascinated with like console accessories in general. Like, let's see here, I did a parody commercial with my Frankie Florida alter ego, where I advertised a more like beefier version of the Nintendo Zapper for when I had an NES. It was a BB gun, and I called it the Nintendo Annihilator. And then there was the case of before all that, I had done a video where I played Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 1 using a Mad Catz racing wheel. And then I went and just recently played various video games using a Guitar Hero controller, which was impossible because Guitar Hero controllers, when you're playing regular video games, the car will just keep going to the left. Your character will keep going in circles counterclockwise because it doesn't have directional buttons. Compare that though to like a rock band guitar controller, which I do have a rock band Paul McCartney bass for rock band The Beatles, which I don't have. Um, that has a D pad. What is my favorite endurance race in Gran Turismo 3? My favorite endurance race in Gran Turismo 3 would likely have to be. Hmm. Probably Special Stage Route 11. That's like, what, that was 50 laps at that race? Either that or Mistral 78 laps, where it's 78 laps at Monaco GP, or as it's known in the game, Côte d'Azur. I enjoyed, like, the really big sort of stuff. The race, though, like on a side note, the one race I cannot stand in this game is the Tokyo Route 246 endurance. 100 laps at Tokyo and no B spec. Yeah. Alright, well, ooh, looks like I all finished. I was about a minute and a half ahead of the closest and a minute 3/4 from the other guys. Nice. Alright, let's keep moving. I think I might do a championship here. Nothing too big. I think I'd prefer to keep it in the amateur league for time's sake. Let's see here. I'm gonna close my eyes and see what I get. One, two, now. Oh, good lord. I would die. Alright, you don't forget that. I'm gonna sort by power and use my most powerful car with no mileage on it. So let's see here. Hmm. No. It has to have 0 mileage on it to be taken. Nope. Hmm. Come on. I gotta find something. I ain't finna just sit here all night. 10.9, no. I had a feeling it'd be this thing. Alright. Not really throwing shade at the Corvette C5R. I mean, it's alright. I prefer the Viper. The F090S. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a few ways to get it. Alright. Let's really get this thing cranking here. Alright. Go race. Sticking in the amateur league for now. I don't want to do anything too long, but I don't want to do anything too short. I want that, like, just right sort of thing. Yeah, this Corvette, it's easy to get. 50% game completion, or buy it, or the Speedway, the 150 endurance at the Speedway. See, the hardest car to get again is the 787B. You can only get that thing like twice. Well, there are cars in the game you can get once, but they're honestly crap. Like, getting the 787B, which is a good car, and it's always been a good car since it debuted in 3, it's hard to get that again when you sell it twice. Like, you can't get it once you complete 75% of the game, or once you, what's the term I'm looking for? Once you beat, like, the wind. If you sell them both times, that's it. You ain't getting them again. Unless you use a cheat device, in which you can get into the game's coding and get the ability to buy the car for $5. How do I know? I've done it before. Going back to the topic of using moddings, I have used Action Replay. Yeah, the 787B can be gotten beating, like, the wind and completing 75% of the game. And that's actually it. Those are the only two methods of getting the car, unfortunately. You can't redo the races like in Gran Turismo 4. Turismo is how it's really pronounced. I say it Turismo. Like wash and wash, just on a side note. But anyway, those are the only methods for getting that car. Well, let's get on with the American Championship. This one will be annoying for, like, if you're just now beginning the game and you got your PT Cruiser fully modified and you take it to this thinking you're gonna win. And guess who shows up? Not just the Cobra. The Corvette C5R. Yep. He's a typical opponent. Oof. Yeah, I don't normally drive this car, so... Yes, oh my god. RIP the Porsche 911. That was supposed to be in Gran Turismo 3, but it didn't make it because EA decided to be little you know what, I don't get ad revenue anyway. Little shits, and get that exclusivity deal. And you know what came about from it? Just regular appearances in Need for Speed, and what was it? One exclusive game in 2000. Like, honestly, that's all friggin' Porsche got out of that deal was Need for Speed, Porsche Unleashed. And just a few shout-outs in Need for Speed. In fact, actually, EA went to go renew their back in... Oh, I crashed. I'm all good. But anyway, EA went to go renew their exclusivity deal with Porsche prior to the release of GT Sport. But Porsche caved and was just like, you know what, EA? What have we gotten really out of this exclusivity deal? One game back in 2000. So they decided we're going to widen our pool and say, forget it. We are going to allow other companies to be able to get our licensing. You can continue to use our cars, but we're not going to be exclusive to your games anymore. And Polyphony Digital came in and was finally able to secure Porsche for Gran Turismo Sport. Wouldn't be the first and only time that well I remember what I was saying wouldn't be the only time EA went for exclusivity deals. Um, in 2002, their NASCAR Thunder series was struggling, so they signed an exclusivity deal with NASCAR, saying they could only make that EA Sports could be the only company making NASCAR games for a few years. That ended in what, 2009, and Polyphony Digital was able to put NASCAR in Gran Turismo 5. Then there was the case of oof. There was the case of the probably the most infuriating case to me of all examples of EA's exclusivity deals comes from the NFL. Um, in 2004, there were multiple NFL related games. There was EA Sports Madden NFL, and then there was, who was it? Sega's, what was it called? I'm trying to remember. ESPN 2K. Well, 2K4 by Sega was beating. Oh, my bad. 2K5. ESPN 2K5 was beating out Madden NFL 2005, and EA Sports knew it. EA knew it. In fact, people were heralding ESPN NFL 2K5 as the greatest sports game ever made. So, um, what's their faces? EA went and did a dirty trick and signed an exclusivity deal with the NFL. Now only they can make NFL football games. Doesn't mean they're the only ones that can make American football games. People can do like fantasy games, but they can't use licensed NFL people like Tom Brady or Brett Favre. All because EA panicked because their little brand was going under. But then again, you know what? Nah, I'm not even going to open that can of worms. I'm just going to keep my mouth silenced on that. I just wonder what Gran Turismo 3 would have been like if they worked on it for longer and got all the cars and tracks from Gran Turismo 2 in it. I wonder how different of a game it would have been to have, what's it, the Vector M12 and Red Rock Valley Speedway in this game. It definitely would have been pushed back for a few years and not been released until like 2003 or 4. But at the same time, it's just a curious thought I've had. All right, moving along. That's race 1. The Lister Storm Road car. That thing was nice. Although the race car in the later games, from, let me just say, from riches to rags with the Lister Storm. Like, it was an amazing car in GT2, and it had a really good racing modification. It did, still does, although it's its own car now. But the Lister Storm race car nowadays, it, mm, it's nothing like it used to be. Although in GT2, the Lister Storm still did, I hate to say, bad compared to the other cars in the championship and Gran Turismo World Championship. You had the GT1, 98 and 99 versions. You had the R390s, the 97 and 98 versions. And then you had the Opel Calibra and the Alpha 155. Oh, and speaking of the Opel Calibra, did you guys know there's a glitch in Gran Turismo 3 where it says Calibra, a misspelling of it? For the, well, not like with the name tag, like when you're viewing the car, but like the little description, like, you know how in the green, like what it's showing right now with T3, it'll show, like, for example, Corvette C5R pitting in. Well, if I was driving the Opel Calibra touring car, it would show Calibra touring car pitting in. Um, this was a typo that they corrected in Gran Turismo 4. And oh my lord, I could make such a rude joke right now about English. But I won't. I won't. I'm a nice guy. I'll be a good boy. I'll play by the rules. Hmm. Oh, and another thing, I was watching a another video about Gran Turismo 3, and they said that there was a hidden color for the Supra RZ, a peridot green mica that couldn't be accessed. Well, I was able to get that color easily. I won that car. Piece of cake. In fact, I won a Lotus Elise in the exact same color. You know, one car that I'm really salty that we didn't get in the American version, the Lamborghini Diablo. That thing, I mean, you can get it with a cheat device in the North American release, but let me tell you, that thing was a beast. It was beautiful. I got it with a cheat device once upon a time. Don't have it anymore, but I actually did drive it. Sweet car. We would get the car later in GT5, but I still wonder, like, why Lamborghini didn't go through with us being allowed to have it in the North American release. I actually heard through the grapevine, like a little birdie told me that you can race with the Lamborghini Diablo race car in the Italian Avant Garde in Gran Turismo 3 for Japan. You know, the race with all the Zondas, the Zonda race car and all them. You could use the Diablo in that one. Ooh, now we're talking NASCAR. Although the Corvette was never in NASCAR, but you know what I mean. American cars, oval track. Gentlemen, start your engines. The Shelby Cobra was in NASCAR, right? I think it was. The Mustang, I think earlier ones were. The McLaren on the front. Yeah, that was Gran Turismo 2. Um, that one actually stirred debate if there actually was a McLaren in the game's coding. Someone found that there was supposed to be a McLaren in the game, but it was removed, like, into production. They never found the McLaren, but its coding, like its name, is found in the coding. A McLaren F1 GTR, like in Gran Turismo 4, was supposed to be in Gran Turismo 2. While the McLaren F1, like the actual street car in itself, wouldn't appear until Gran Turismo 5. And let's be honest, that thing was a monster. I actually have a McLaren F1 in Gran Turismo 6. It's one of my favorite cars in that game. In fact, I don't think I ever said what my favorite car in the franchise was. It's actually the Rough RGT. And see, I'll explain the story of why. See, as a side hobby, I'm actually a novelist. I write. And something I'm currently writing is a little book called 32. It deals with an undercover cop, and he drives a black 2001 Porsche 911. Well, the Porsche 911 wasn't in Gran Turismo 3 or 4, so I substituted with the rough RGT. I just thought I'd share that little side information. Racking up that mileage. Ooh, we're gonna lap them. We're gonna lap them. I don't think we'll be able to catch the other Corvette, but I think we may be able to catch the other guys, like, before this race ends. I don't remember this car being this clunky and awkward to handle. Ooh! Oh, wow! Look what I did to the Mustang. Just sent him blasting off the way Team Rocket does. The Furai. The Furai? I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's a nice car. Um, I actually learned about that thing. Not like I learned about it being in Gran Turismo later, but I found out about the Ferrari's existence through a Hot Wheels car. My brother, when we were younger, he had a Hot Wheels car of that. Really cool, really cool. Am I guilty for, well, I am guilty of, but am I wrong for still buying Hot Wheels cars? I mean, like, I've been down with Gran Turismo forever, ever since I was a boy, and it's like, am I wrong for still buying Hot Wheels cars? Cause I could pull out the one I got just recently, like, what, a month and a half ago. It's actually a Matchbox car, this one, but it's a blue Dodge Viper GTSR. Yeah, the Ferrari does look like Batman's car. In fact, for like a future Batman movie, I would like to see him drive a Mazda Ferrari. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. Um, okay, so speaking of mispronunciations, on my most viewed video, which currently sits at like 13,000 views, there was a guy who had said, "Your pronunciation of the games and the cars is retarded. Do you not know how to speak English properly?" And I just told him, "You say tomato, I say tomato." And in that video, my allergies had flared up really badly. So another guy comes along and says, allergies doesn't make it to Mo. And I told him again, hey man, you say wash, I say wash. It's just my dialect. And in the same video, he deleted the comment, I think. He asked, hey, where's the Easter eggs, by the way? So I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I'm going to respond to him with this. They're in the basket. Okay, that was a weak punchline. It sounded good in my head, but coming out of my mouth, it was. Whew, I gotta work on that comeback. No way, here's what I'll respond to him with. It'll go, I found them all, but I'm not sharing with you. The Lancia Stratus. Um, I don't know. I really don't know why they cut that out of the game. I thought it was a really awesome car. Like, I do wonder what the game would have been like with the Stratus rally car. I mean, it's weird to handle, like, in GT 2 and 4 and onwards, but it's still a nice looking car. Ah, don't hit the wall. Um, Actually, when I had my cheat device, my action replay, I had hacked into the game to get the car. I had hacked in to get my hands on the uh, the Lancia Stratus, but I just couldn't find it. Probably the coolest thing, though, the one thing I miss about the action replay that I had was the perform a GT jump cheat that you could activate. That was the coolest freaking thing. You like hold L1 and it jumps. Well, you push L1 really and it jumps. And if you hold it down while you're like. The coolest thing to do with that would be take the Escudo, fully modify it, crank its transmission up to the max, and then hold down L1 and just watch insanity ensue. We're talking wheelies, we're talking blistering speeds of like infinity miles an hour. Just the coolest friggin' thing ever. I'm gonna ram into his backside. Boom. I didn't say you could pass me, homeboy. I didn't say you could do that. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna pulverize you. Bam. Take down. You know, I just started thinking now, like with the crash I just did on him, the damage in Gran Turismo 5 was not as good as like the E3 trailer made it look. Like the E3 trailer, the crashes in there made it look like it was gonna look like Burnout or something and the crash mechanics. But no, all you got was like dents and scrapes. Like no doors or bumpers fell off. We didn't get any of that cool stuff. I got one more race, and I think I'll call her a night. I'll try to do this every Saturday, maybe every other Saturday, but I'm gonna try like doing this more often. Um, I'm trying to get back into doing YouTube. Yes, I did notice that the F1 cars in the game pay tribute to drivers. There's four dedicated to Ayrton Senna. There's one dedicated to Nigel Mansell, and there's another dedicated to Damon Hill. The F094H is dedicated to Damon Hill. Fun fact about him too, Damon Hill actually plays guitar nowadays, and he played the ending guitar riff on Def Leppard's song Demolition Man. Or was it just Demolition? I think it was off their album Euphoria. But this is real. Check the songwriting, or check the personnel credits for that album, or one of their later albums, either Euphoria or after Euphoria. But yes, Damon Hill, the driver, appeared on a Def Leppard song as a guitarist. I'm not lying. And yo, is it just me, or did Nigel Mansell have a bomb ass mustache? Like, seriously, mustache goals right there. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to grow my mustache out like Charlie Chaplin. But then I remembered that Charlie Chaplin had the toothbrush mustache. Guess who else had the toothbrush mustache? Yep, Adolf Schmeckengruber. Whoa, I'm swerving everywhere. My driver must have popped a molly and now he's sweating. Woo! Okay, that was lame. I don't is that joke even funny anymore? You know what? I could seriously take him out like right here. Boom. And there I go. Oh, he's going into the pits? Or not. Ah, crap. That did not work at all. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, no. Well, there went that race, but I'm still gonna finish this. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a heroic comeback. 8 seconds behind. Let's see what we can do. I mean, I'm pushing like 1,000 horsepower here, I think. My problem is, I feel like I'm riding on... Feels like simulation tires. Maybe sports tires. I don't know. This thing's very heavy to steer. But I got it. I got it. If it was the Viper, I would have had a lot easier of a time. But I took the Viper a lot through the game. And I was like, nope. I'm going to take a car with the highest power that has 0 miles. The corkscrew. If that's one thing this track is known for. In fact, did you know that Laguna Seca gets its name from how there used to be a lake at the track? The track used to go around a lake. But then the lake literally dried up. And they built that infield. And am I seriously the only one that thinks Laguna Seca looks like a head? Here, when I finish the race, I'll point out why I think this track looks like a head. Oh, and look, there's the Corvette. Let's make that heroic comeback. Yep. I'm back. Take it easy here, because this car is awkward for me. Yeah, the physics are a little uncomfortable, especially with the Andretti, not the Andretti hairpin, the corkscrew. But there we go. Made that comeback. Alright, so here's what I'm seeing with the track. So here would be like the neck. There's the head, and there's the back of the head. Here would be like the nose, the mouth, the top, and this is just like a little foot. It's like if it's just a head and a foot. Yeah. I'm gonna be generous and let the Cobra get across the finish line too, despite the fact he keeps spinning out in the dirt. Ugh, throat's dry. Should have brought some water. Alright, there we go. There we go. Hey, we did that. And now we get our prize car. Alright, let's see what we get. Of course, it's the Camaro race car. I have this in blue. But hey, that's just an extra 250K for me, huh? Alright. Bart from The Simpsons. Okay. Okay. I haven't heard that one. Let me see. Yeah, I can kind of see it. I can see it. Um, Here, I'm gonna, real quick, I think, you know what, before I log out here, I think we'll go through the tracks and I'll just say what I think they all look like. Just for the lulz. Alright, let's go in arcade mode. Free run so we can just get on with it. Midfield raceway. Well, you know, nah, super speedway. I see nothing interesting in it. Just a speedway. Midfield raceway. I see a pair of shoes. You see one shoe there, one shoe there. Um, Smoky Mountain. Some kind of like animal, like maybe like the Loch Ness monster. See, like there's the head, the backside, and like this is it in the water. This would be its legs, the front of it. Swiss Alps, I see a dog looking back, or like a camel maybe. Like here's the foot, and here's its resting body, the butt, the hump, and the head, the neck. Trial Mountain, I see a t-shirt. You got the sleeves, you got the neck, you got the bottom of the shirt. Tokyo, I always saw a weird cat. Like there's the tail, like a slug cat, sorta. And there's like the weird head. Grand Valley, definitely a boot. Laguna Seca's a head. Rome Circuit, definitely a duck. Tahiti Circuit's another boot. Deep Forest. That's interesting. When I was younger, I thought it looked like a hand when you did the letter C. But now, I think it looks like this abandoned racetrack out in the middle of Iowa. Look that up on the internet. Deep Forest Raceway, abandoned racetrack, Iowa. Special Stage Route 5 is a bike. You got the wheels, you got the front of the bike, you got the seat. Seattle Circuit's kind of like Swiss Alps. I see an animal looking back. A dog in this case. There's the leg, the head, its backside, its stub your leg. Test course, just another oval track to me. Tahiti Maze. Some kind of weird fish. Like, I don't know what it would be. Yeah, Super Speedway had the layout of Twin Ring Motegi Speedway. But that had the layout of Darlington Speedway, taking inspiration from that in North Carolina. apricot. I don't know how you guys pronounce that, but I don't know what I see. I don't know what that track's supposed to look like, honestly. Special stage Route 11 looks like a hand and a gun, and this is a stretch, but look, like you see the hand right here. This would be the hand, and this would be the gun, and this would be like the clip to the gun. Do you see it? Cote d'Azur is definitely an arm. Look, you got like the base of the arm, the elbow, and then the hand right here, making a C. Complex string, I always saw like another weird bike. Yes, RIP Route 11. I hope they bring it back sometime in the future. Complex string. I see a weird bike. So you got like the front, the back tire, we got the seat, and this would be like the engine, like a motorcycle. So maybe like a sports bike or something, like a Ducati 999R. What else we got here? That's pretty much it. And of course, you got the circle tracks, which look like balls because they suck balls. I do not like the circle tracks in the tests. Yeah, it was remastered from the first Gran Turismo. In the first one, it had this. Here, I'll go back to it so I can show what you're talking about here. But I know what you mean, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, back to Route 11. Alright, so originally, at this part, it will go under the main straight, the little, like, chicane, and then come back out onto the track. Well, in GT3, when it came back, it had the lighted tree section. In fact, here at this turn, you can find the entryway into the original Route 11 path. Yeah. And, am I the only one here who kind of believes the conspiracy theory that Route 11 and Route 5 are connected at their hairpins? I mean, let's think about this. The hairpins both meet at a sort of underpass. See? Route 11 and Route 5 both have those underpasses. But then again, if that was the case, wouldn't we be able to see Route 11's Ferris wheel from Route 5? And if it is the case, will there ever come a day in the future when we get like a sort of super special Route 5, Route 11 hybrid, like in the future? The Jaguar XJ220 here looks different. Like, isn't it supposed to have like a number 12 in it? I think I have that unlocked somewhere. No, here. I know I own the car. You just have to scroll through looking for it. 41. Yes, it does have numbers on it. Well, that's odd. I just caught that. The XJ220 race car in Route 5 Wet 2, in its like little preview for arcade mode, it doesn't have its other decals or its numbers. Look, look. Hold on. Where are they at, though? Look. No numbers. I just caught that. Well, it's getting late, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you, next time. Peace.